Alright, let's pick back up on our reading. We are right at the bottom of this page. I never had done it so far, but as the old folks always say, I'm born, but I ain't dead. No telling what I'm liable to do yet. He got up suddenly and took his hat. Good night, Miss Janey. Looks like we done run our conversation from grassroots to pine trees. Goodbye. He almost ran out of the door. Janey hung over the newel post thinking so long that she all but went to sleep there. However, before she went to bed, she took a good look at her mouth, eyes, and hair. All the next day at the house and store, she thought resisting thoughts about tea cake. She even ridiculed him in her mind, and was a little ashamed of the association. But every hour or two the battle had to be fought all over again. She couldn't make him look just like any other man to her. He looked like the love thoughts of a woman. He could be a bee to a blossom, a pear tree blossom in the spring. He seemed to be crushing scent out of the world with his footsteps, crushing aromatic herbs with every step he took. Spices hung about him. He was a glance from God. So note here how the bee and blossom and the pear tree symbol returns, as that's been a reoccurring symbol throughout the book that some of you might be following. And also, Janey describes tea cake as a glance from God, which references back to the title of the book, Their Eyes Were Watching God. So both important moments for you to consider. Let's pick back up. So he didn't come that night, and she laid in bed and pretended to think scornfully of him. Betty's hanging around some juke or another. Glad I treated him so cold. What do I want with a trashy man out in the streets? Bet he's been living with some woman or another and taking me for a fool. Glad I caught myself in time. She tried to console herself that way. The next morning she awoke hearing a knocking on the front door and found tea cake there. Hello, Miss Janey. I hope I woke you up. You sure did, tea cake. Come in and rest your hat. What are you doing out so soon this morning? Thought I'd try to get here soon enough to tell you my daytime thoughts. I see you needs to know my daytime feelings. I can't send you into it at night. So consider the phrasing at the end of this chapter, or at the end of this page. Keep it in mind when we get there. So Janey responds, "You crazy thing, is that what you come here for at daybreak?" "Sure is. You needs tellin' and showin', and that's what I'm doin'. I picked some strawberries too. I figured you might like them." "Tea cake?" Claire, I don't know what to make out of you. You so crazy. You better let me fix you some breakfast." "Ain't got time. I got a job to work. Gotta be back in Orlando at 8 o'clock. See you later. Tell you straighter." He bolted down the walk and was gone. But that night, when she left the store, he was stretched out in the hammock on the porch with his hat over his face, pretending to sleep. She called him. He pretended not to hear. He snored louder. She went to the hammock to shake him, and he seized and pulled her in with him. After a little while, she let him adjust her in his arms and laid there for a while. "Tea cake, I don't know about you, but I'm hungry. Come on, let's eat some supper." They went inside, and their laughter rang out first from the kitchen and all over the house. Janey awoke next morning by feeling tea cake almost kissing her breath away, holding her and caressing her as if he feared she might escape from his grasp and fly away. Then he must dress hurriedly and get to his job on time. He wouldn't let her get him any breakfast at all. He wanted her to get her rest. He made her stay where she was. In her heart she wanted to get his breakfast for him, but she stayed in bed long after he was gone. So much had been breathed out by the pores that tea cake still was there. She could feel him and almost see him bucking around the room in the upper air. After a long time of passive happiness, she got up and opened the window and let tea cake leap forth and mount to the sky on a wind. That was the beginning of things. So let's consider that phrasing, that was the beginning of things. So tea cake comes to see Janey during the daytime to express his affections for her and to show her that he means it. And then later that night, they spend the night together for the first time. And Janey, even after Tea Cake goes to work, she can't stop thinking about him. And so she imagines Tea Cake is a wild horse. And so this is a metaphor for how she sees his character. And Janey's hope that she finds in Tea Cake is a new chapter in her life. It's a new beginning. And so we've seen multiple chapters in Janey's life. The chapter from when she was a child, the chapter from when she was with Logan, the chapter when she was with Jody, and now she has a new chapter where she's going to be with Tea Cake. In the cool of the afternoon, the fiend from hell specially sent to lovers arrived at Janie's ear. So, why does Janie become fearful? That's what's being described here. What causes Janie to get scared? Doubt. All the fear that circumstance could provide and the heart feel attacked her on every side. This was a new sensation for her, but no less excruciating. If only Tea Cake could make her certain. He did not return that night or the next, and so she plunged into the abyss and descended to the ninth darkness where the light has never been. But on the fourth day, after he came in the afternoon, driving a battered car, jumped out like a deer and made the gesture of tying it to a post on the store porch, ready with his grin. She adored him and hated him at the same time. How could he make her suffer so and then come grinning like that with that darling way he had? He pinched her arm as he walked inside the door. Brought me something to haul you off in? Brought me something to haul you off in, he told her with that secret chuckle. Get your hat if you're going to wear one. We gotta buy groceries. I sell groceries right in the store, Tea Cake, if you don't happen to know. She tried to look cold, but she was smiling in spite of herself. Not the kind we want for the occasion. You sells groceries for ordinary people. We's going to buy for you. The big Sunday school picnic is tomorrow. Bet you don't forget it, and we gotta be there with a swell basket and ourselves. I don't know about that, Tea Cake. Tell you what you do. Going down to the house and wait for me. Be there in a minute. As soon as she thought it looked right, she slipped out of the back and joined Tea Cake. No need of fooling herself. Maybe he was just being polite. Tea Cake, you sure you want me to go to this picnic with you? Me scrambling around here to get the money to take you. So let's pause right there. So why does Janie become fearful? So Janie still doubts whether Tea Cake really loves her. Even though he's expressed this affection, she still believes that he might be telling her lies because he's after her money. And this is reinforced by the fact after they sleep with each other for the first time, he doesn't come back for 3 days, which makes her really worried and paranoid. And when he does finally come back, she wants to be mad at him, but she can't do it because he's so charming. And that's when Tea Cake invites her to the big Sunday school picnic, which is a really important and public event where other people will see them. So let's pick back up and finish off the chapter. Me scramble around to get the money to take you. Been working like a dog for 2 whole weeks, and she come asking me if I want to take her to go. Put myself on a whole heap of trouble to get this car so you can go over to Winter Park or Orlando to buy the things that you might need, and this woman sit there and ask me if I want her to go. Don't get mad, Tea Cake. I just didn't want you doing nothing out of politeness. If there's someone else you'd rather take, it's all right with me. Nah. It ain't all right with you. If you wouldn't be saying that, I have the nerve to say what you mean. Well, all right, Tea Cake. I wants to go with you real bad, but... Oh, Tea Cake, don't make no false pretense with me. Janie, I hope God may kill me if I'm lying. Nobody else on earth can hold a candle to you, baby. You got the keys to your kingdom. To the kingdom. So, again, why does Janie become fearful? So, as we've kind of seen so far in the chapter, she's worried that Tea Cake's using her to try to get to her money. And so Tea Cake was gone for a while, but it's revealed that Tea Cake was gone for so long because he was getting money and the car together so that he could take her to the picnic. And so that's why he was gone for so long. And so he had good intentions, but Janie read bad intentions into his absence. So Janie tells him that he shouldn't feel obligated to take her because she thinks that he might just be being nice to her. But Tea Cake tells Janie that she has the keys to the kingdom. So what does that mean, that she has the keys to the kingdom? So he's talking about the kingdom of his heart, where essentially she's the queen to his world, and that she has all the keys to all the doors in his heart. And essentially that's him telling her how much he loves her. And so the chapter ends with us feeling as though that Tea Cake and Janie are in an actual relationship, and that Tea Cake truly does love Janie, just as Janie loves him. So that's a happy place to stop for tonight, or for this afternoon, or whatever time it is you're watching these videos. So I hope you enjoyed them, and I will see you later for our next chapter. Bye!